Welcome back to Between the Takes. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. I am here with Moniquewilsonn. Monique, please introduce yourself. Tell them who you are. Maybe introduce your keyboard accompanist. I'll leave that up to you.
Of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Moniquewilsonn. I'm a Baltimore native, now in Philadelphia. I am an R&B neo-soul singer and songwriter. And my keyboardist, my accompanist, my friend, my best friend, my man, Michael Waters. Yes. Yes.
Amazing keyboard player. Seriously.
Yeah,
you guys.
He's
are
really
tight.
dope. He's really dope.
Has he been playing with you since the start?
Yes, he has. We met in August. So he texted me off Instagram saying, yo, we need to collab and everything. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. But then like over time, like we were just like texting more. And I was just like, okay. And then we met up and then we liked each other, started dating. And now he's my keys player.
That's awesome. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Little cute love story for musicians. I like him a lot. He's great.
Honestly, sometimes that is like the best relationship to have in music, or it can be the worst, but it can also pull out like a lot of really good songwriting.
We balance each other out really well. Like there's been nights where we just like we will sit at his piano and we'll like play like licks or whatever, and we'll just come up with like this fire transition. We're just like, yo, we gotta put that on a gig. So like we'll just be like, write that down, and then we'll put it in like our back pocket and then use it on the gig and stuff. So it's a really nice mixture of like just two musicians coming together making great music.
Love that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys done the writing for a full song together, or do you feel like you most of the time write it and then bring it to him and kind of work together?
So I write my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel as if I'm comfortable, because I'm now getting comfortable with sending people my unreleased stuff. So if I feel like I'm okay with it, then I'll send it over. He'll give me the most honest review. So I'll be like, just give me an honest review. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Don't say, oh, it's perfect just because you my man. Tell me how it is. Has like we just like you a stranger to me. And so I'll send it over to him. And 10 times out of 10, he'll like it. But, critique is a big thing. Not no harsh critique, but just like wanting to become better. He'll just say like, you can, like do this something different, or you can make it like fuller and things of that nature, which is the type of, that's the feedback that I always look for when I send myself to people, because critique is important. But I feel as if like, you should send it to people who is only critiquing only if they want you to become better, not to bring you down. So that's a huge thing. Yeah.
Having someone who's truly in your corner giving you a critique is going to give you the honest and the best critique, especially when it's someone who knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've had so many times I'll like send a mix to somebody that I'm working on, and they'll give an opinion, and it's, no offense to them, the most trash opinion I've ever heard, because they just don't know that style of music. And I'm like, why did I even send it to them?
Yeah. It's a thing where you have to place people in certain categories too. Even if it comes to like the people in your circle, you may gotta place them in different categories because of what they have experienced. So that's like another thing I always try to, pay attention to also.
Yeah. That's wise. That's really smart. But yeah, so what were the names of the 3 songs again?
So the 3 songs that we performed was, I forgot. It was Right Now,
yes.
Pressure, and With You.
Right Now, Pressure, and With You.
Yes.
With the 3 of those songs, just out of curiosity, was there any like crazy story with writing any of them? Did any of them have like a major kind of like, as with a lot of R&B, it's very like relational and emotional.
Yeah.
You could see that theme through all 3.
Yeah.
But was there any specific thing out of any 3 of them that really brought them into existence?
Was there? I think for Pressure, that was like the one song where I wrote a week before my 22nd birthday, which was like a year ago, I think. No, like a few years ago. No, I wrote it on a week before my 24th birthday. Lord have mercy. So it was a week before my 24th birthday, and I haven't put out music in a very long time. So I found the beat to the song, and I was just like, okay, this is nice, but how can I? And then once I have a certain melody in my head, the pen will just do the work itself. So I was just writing it, and I just kept thinking about how can I make this like a confident type of song, because that's what pressure is like when someone makes you feel like you're not, the ish, and you got to remind them like, I could do what I want, my body tea, my money good, like you can't tell me nothing, I'm pressure, like, and I told you before, I'm gonna tell you it again, you could keep like thinking that you won't get over on me, but like karma will catch up to you at some point in time. And now thinking about it, that actually did happen. People that I've dealt with, friends, family, relationships before Michael and everything, people try to like water me down a little bit, made me feel as if like I wasn't gonna make it, like this music thing wasn't what I really wanted to do, or like it's just, far stretch. So this song mostly was like an affirmation type of song, like if you know you the ish, sing it, and it's catchy, so like everyone like likes the melody. So when I cut it and I recorded it, I decided to, because the goal was to have it on the album, but then I was like, well, Monique, you haven't put out anything in years, so just put that out there and see where it gets you. After I released that song, the floodgates just started opening with like different opportunities for gigs and everything. So if it wasn't for pressure, I probably still would just be not putting out anything. So yeah.
That's cool. I love hearing stories about that, because sometimes you never know what's going to happen if you just put out the one song.
Yeah.
Just put out the single. Just do something to get you back out there, or out there to start with.
Absolutely, yes. And that's really important, because I'm not from here. So being in a new environment and trying to figure out ways, how can I put myself out there? How can I make myself be known? That song has really like given me that push outside of, college and everything. That song has made me just get in open doors, which I'm very blessed and grateful for. So, yeah.
When was it you moved to Philly?
I moved to Philly in 2022.
Okay.
So I came from a community college. I was classically trained since I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. I was classically trained for a long time. And then when I came to Philly, it was like a shift for me, because when you're classically trained, you have to stay inside the box with your techniques, with how you sing, with how you like present yourself in music. So like, of course, I wanted to be in an environment where I can express myself fully. Where is my voice? How do I actually sound? Because like classic music, that isn't it, And at a certain point in time, I was just like, I'm done with classical music. So I went to the community college of Baltimore County. I didn't get my associate's degree, but I did get accepted into now RP, the University of the Arts. Oh. So yeah. So I was jazz vocally trained, minoring in music business. So when I came to Philadelphia, it was like, just like you guys have like a lot of great music here, a lot of jazz, neo soul, like R&B, like the possibilities were endless when I came here. And I really just learned who I was. I learned my voice. I learned how I sound, how I move, just how I am as a person. If it wasn't for me just taking that big leap of coming to Philadelphia, I probably would still be just this shy person who hasn't found herself yet. So, yeah.
That's cool. I always love hearing stories like that about like taking that little leap. It gives other people the encouragement that they need sometimes, just to like go for it.
Yeah, because if you don't take it, listen, if you don't go, or like if you don't listen to what God has for you, you really never know. So me taking that big leap of coming to Philadelphia, because my mother was not here for it, it just like, it opened my eyes. It opened like a lot of doors for me. I was very optimistic once I came to Philadelphia, but just being here, embracing it, having a group of people that I call family now, who was with me since like the very first day of coming here up until now, they've given me like a lot of encouragement and motivation. Like, okay, I can do it. I can become who I always wanted to be since I was 6. Like it's not hard for me. So I'm always just blessed. Always blessed.
That's awesome to hear. You were saying that you were classically trained since you were 18. Did you feel like there was a lot of issue, or not issues, but did you feel like it was a little difficult to kind of transition from classical to that R&B, jazz, soul? Because I've seen a lot of people explain that sometimes going from classical to something else is harder than going from some other genre to classical, because like you said, with classical, it's very in the box, but at the same time, it'll give you the roots for what you need for everything else.
So for me, it was a little bit difficult switching from classical to jazz and R&B because you're in a whole different ball game. Just like I tell a lot of people who was surprised that I am classically trained, and even Michael, because he's also classically trained. So the biggest thing I tell people is, just like I said, classically trained people, we're in a box, you know, because they have a certain, like in my opinion, in my experience, a different technique and just a different way of how to sing. With jazz and R&B, you can go anywhere with it. You can improv. You can do whatever your heart desires, and that's what you're supposed to do. You can just do whatever. But for me, it was having to find myself in that. Like find my voice with it, because I'm so used to just being inside the box. For the first time ever, I didn't know how to be outside the box. And shout out to my my old vocal teacher Reggie, because he was my first vocal teacher at UART. He taught me how to like step outside of it, like dig deep into your roots, dig deep into what of who you are, find it and just pull it out. So if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't just for that alone, I probably wouldn't know like what to do, because it's just very important. And it's also just having the confidence to do so. Like in jazz and just any genre of music, you got to have that confidence to just do it.
Yeah. The confidence is key.
I hope that answered your question.
No, it did. No, that was a great answer, honestly. So you mentioned also that you've been kind of like dreaming of this since you were a kid. Have you, obviously, like you're vocally trained. Have you ever been trained like on any other instruments? Because you said you write most of your songs.
Yeah. Piano. I was trained on piano. I didn't like it. So I did not like it at all. So I stuck with vocals. At the age of 6, how I wanted to sing, it's a very unique story. So I had a very bad speech impediment when I was 6. So, and I'm also autistic. So like a lot of different things that I was battling with. I was stuttering a lot. I had a lot of speech problems, and I had 2 speech therapists. My mom can explain it better than I can, but my speech therapist told my mom, in order for me to slow the tongue down so I can say what I have to say and to function well in life, I would have to sing. So we would sing in the car, in the bedroom. We would sing just all around the house, just all over. And then I realized, like, okay, I want to be a singer. So ever since then, I just started singing, and I had stage fright, and I finally broke out of that at the age of 20, believe it or not. But yeah, that's pretty much how it was, because I always knew like I wanted to sing. There was, you know, people say you got to have a plan A or a plan B. There was no plan B for me, because I put my all into plan A. Like, this has to work. You know, I have something to fall back on if it doesn't work, but like plan A has to work, because that's just where my heart is, you know? Like I can't just give up on it. And 6-year-old me, she wouldn't want me to give up on it either. So, yeah.
That's great when you can be your own biggest fan.
Yeah.
When you can think about younger self and be like, they'd be going, like, anytime you get discouraged in yourself, you can look back and be like, you know what, they'd be going wild just to see me in this stage right now.
Yeah. Took a long time to get here, but yeah.
It does. It takes a long time to get anywhere with any sort of success, especially in music, especially in a place like Philly. Being in a city like Philly helps you. It gives you the head start, but it's still a lot of work.
Yes.
But I love that story about how that gives just singing so much more meaning to you and to your story, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Thanks.
So you put out the single. When was it you put out the single for Pressure?
Pressure, I put that out October of last year.
October of last year. Have you put anything else out since then?
Right now? That came out on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was giving y'all like a snippet of like me and me coming back out there. Y'all not getting nothing else into this album. Like,
Do you have a release date on the album yet?
It'll be in June. So my birth
Ooh.
month. So fingers crossed, if everything goes well, it'll be in June. Yes.
Be ready in June.
Yes, be ready in June, because after that, our we is going up. But yes, but yes, in June.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Honestly, thank you again for reaching out in general, because I think you hit me up on Instagram because you saw Angel Conception.
I
which
did.
Shout out to Angel.
Yes, girl, you're
amazing.
Killing the game, girl. You is killing the game. Yes.
Angel's gotten a couple different people to come out who like just knew her that reached out, and I'm always grateful for artists who are here because of other artists that were really good.
Yeah, I remember seeing her for the first time for R&B After Dark in November, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's like great. So yeah, like if it wasn't for her coming on here, I probably would have found y'all, but it probably would have took me a little longer. But Angel Concepcion, girl, you is killing it. Like, yes, I love her a lot. She's great.
That's awesome. What kind of venues are you finding that you're playing a lot in lately, like around Philly? Do you feel like you're hitting a lot of like open mic scenes? Are you getting actual unique gigs at different places, or
I'm
what do you
getting
think?
a lot of unique gigs that I never thought I would get. Like, for instance, shout out to R&B After Dark, shout out to Black Teeth. They got me open for my first R&B After Dark gig at City Winery. So after that gig, I just had this sense of confidence of like, man, let's just DM everybody. Like the worst they can say is no. So I've gotten 2 gigs at R&B After Dark. We performed at the Loft, which was sold out, and then we performed on the main stage, which is also sold out. And then a month later, I got asked to perform at the Fire for Breaking Sound, and then I performed at God, what is that place called? We just did it there. It's, oh my God, I can't remember the place. Silk City.
Oh, Silk City. Yeah.
And now we're about to perform at Roxy Hall April 7th. So I'm excited for that. So it's just been a lot of crazy opportunities that I never thought I would get, you know, because I'm humble. You know, I don't really think I'm going to get certain things and stuff, but God is just like, nope, you're going to get it. Watch. And then, you know, things like this happens, and I'm just grateful. So I've just learned to just reach out, number 1. Number 2, just be confident in your gift. And number 3, again, the worst they can say is no. But yeah.
Yeah. Overcoming that hurdle of feeling proud of yourself but not prideful, and having the confidence in yourself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And it's because you have to have some, and honestly, as a performer, as an artist these days, you have to have a little bit of like audacity just built into you.
Yeah, you know, but being humble, but also just knowing your gift will take you far. And I'm just grateful that I just have that naturally instilled in me. Like, yeah, I know I'm good, but I'm not going to flaunt it in a egotistical way, because that's not, first of all, that's not the type of name that I want for Moniquewilsonn. Yeah. And number 2, that's just not who I am, you know, individually. I feel like as artists, we can, you know, flaunt our stuff, but it has to be not being, you know, negative or nasty, or like you think you're better than anyone else. Like, you have to just remain humble, because it can just be taken away if you just don't remain that way, you know. Yeah. But that's just my way of thinking. That's
it's not a bad way of thinking, honestly.
No, people would disagree, but
fair enough.
It's all right.
It's not the same road for everybody to get to the top.
No, it's not.
It's not. Out of curiosity too, when you perform live with all your stuff, it's produced, like it's full sounding, all those instruments in there. When you're performing live, do you like to run with a band most of the time?
Yes, I do.
What kind of stuff do you normally run?
So, wait, what do you mean by that?
Like instrumentation wise, do you like having percussion? Do you want drums and percussion? Do you like keys, horns, guitar? Like, what kind of stuff do you like to pull when you're out live?
So, this is such a good question. So I like a big sound. Like, I don't like a small sound. So I like off rip, I love keys, guitar, bass, drums, now sax. But if I want like a fuller sound, like for the gig at the Fire, we had keys, drum, bass, guitar, we had like a trombone, we had sax. That was like amazing. So it depends on how I'm feeling. It depends on the gig. It just all depends. But I know about me, like I always tell my instrumentalists, like, we got to be big. Like, I want like the big stuff. And I always encourage them to just be big. Like, don't be small. Try to like open up as much as you can, because that's what I want. That's what I want my band to represent. That's what I want to represent. Like, I want to represent, like, every time we go to a gig and they see me and my band, like, oh yeah, they ready to kill it, because like they got that big sound. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I love seeing the transition, because even just hearing you guys doing the vocals and keys tonight was a great combo, and it works great for your sound. But that just shows like the diversity and the flexibility you have with your performances.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to like, slow it down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Give people like a different feel of the songs. So I feel
you said, it's a lot in the show.
Yeah, so I feel like for this one specifically, acoustic was like just the perfect setting. So just like you said, it's always important to have that balance, of course.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You got your album in June. Is there anything, like any other crazy projects you could be pushing that you might want to mention, or no? Or it's just in the works right now?
It's in the works right now. But that album will be coming in June, trust. Self-titled album will be coming in June, baby. Yep.
Hey. Well, we're going to have links for all of that in the description. I'm going to try and at least link her Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. If I can, I'm going to find any other link trees or websites she's got. That way you guys can keep up with everything from Monique Wilson.
Yes.
Because she's amazing and you should check it out. And I'm excited to hear her full project. Were any of the songs that you did on the session going to be on the album?
Yes. All three of them will be on the album.
All three of them?
Yes.
Ooh, yes. I love hearing diversity. I love hearing the actual versions. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you to your accompanist, Michael. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions for her, let her know. If you have any gigs for her, let her know.
Let me know.
Reach out to her.
Let me know. Let me know.
But thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time.
Bye. Bye.
You go nowhere right now. Don't stop what we doing, touching places to a tune.